So we are back again with another video, and today we'll be discussing the question whether the players are down toolsing on the manager, whether the players are giving up on Mikel Arteta's tactics. Usually we have the green screen, but today we're going to go with this sort of setup until I actually get my actual green screen. So this is how we're going to be setting up. And as you can see on the screen, we've got many different pictures. I'm not going to go through loads. I'm going to go through as many as I possibly can, displaying the players. What were they doing against Liverpool? Tactical analysis of that game. What was going on? Credits to Sky Sports. I've got a few pictures off there, so hopefully nothing wrong happens in that regard. But I want to get straight into this one. So we're going to look at the first little picture we have got here, and it is one. It's just pure stats. This one is just pure stats of how that first half against Liverpool went. Now, again, I'm just saying, it's one game, one half. But I think I've been seeing this too many times now during the course of this season. In halves, in parts of games, in sections of games. And I feel like it's important to discuss this. So, Arsenal in the first half against Liverpool on Saturday. One shot on target. 4 touches in the opposition box, and possession won in the final third only once, and 35% possession. Remember, we are at home, and this is the same Liverpool team that got whacked 7-2 against Aston Villa, got whacked 1-0 against Fulham, 2-1 against Everton. All of these games that they got absolutely destroyed in. This is the same Liverpool team that come and beat us off the park in that first half. That was probably one of the worst first halves I've seen from Mikel Arteta in the way he set up from Arsenal in that game. Now, we are going to look in later pictures what actually happened and why I'm saying this. And now, the pictures are during the whole game, mostly in the first half. But the players don't, I could go through so many different games and show you the same thing, but I want to focus on this one game because I could go through and say it for hours going through every single Arsenal game and keep seeing this repeated pattern, even in games that we have won. So I want to go through this quickly. So let's get straight into our next picture that I've got for you guys. And it is here. Now, look, this is the way we set up. We sat with the back 4. Obviously, that's normal. It's compact. It's a straight line. There you go. That's fine. And we have around 35 meters between our back line and our forward line, and our press is being led by Martin Odegaard, who's doing most of the pressing. And throughout that game, he was the only one pressing. Lacazette, he held back. He sort of... And if you look at the average position map, I haven't got it here, but his average position throughout that whole game was CM. He's a striker. He should be playing striker, not CM. And that's one of the pieces of evidence that we sat too far back. We didn't push forward. And some may say, look, Liverpool put us in this trap. Maybe they did, because they went with a different kind of midfield in Fabinho and Thiago. And maybe that's what they were trying to do, try and keep the ball, try and play us off the park. But we should be moving forward. Look, you see that line there, the forward line. Lacazette and Odegaard should be moving forward. They should be trying to press those defenders, because that's the centre-back. They have 3 of them main centre-backs out in Van Dijk, Gomez and Matip. And we're not pressing the centre-backs. They're not playing for this manager. Lacazette, come on, you're just holding back like he doesn't care. And he's done this so many times in so many different games. And that's all much I have to say, and that's just our shape. In that midfield, we've got Ceballos and Partey. They look clueless for most of that game, and we're gonna move on to the next picture that I have for you guys, and it's this one. Look at that 6. Just look at that 6 of Partey, Odegaard, Aubameyang, Lacazette, Odegaard, and Pepe. Just look at that midfield, and they're so compact. That shouldn't be happening. Those 6 shouldn't be so together. What should happen is you should have Partey and Ceballos separate, and then you should have Aubameyang, Lacazette, Odegaard, Pepe all pressing. They should all be pressing that back line of Liverpool's. Constant running, go, run, press. Instead, Aubameyang's holding back. They're holding back. Look, if they play past our press, then you retreat, or you press with just Aubameyang, Lacazette, Pepe. Keep Odegaard back in the 3 in case they do beat our press, and then we need to step back. But at least you're trying. If you're pressing, if we have our front line pressing, at least you're trying. And we weren't trying. And I've seen this so many times during so many different games that we're not trying to press. We're not trying to do different things. And the players look lost because Arteta looks lost and he's not changing this. Even at half time, He didn't change this. You know, we came out a bit, played for a bit, and then we just stepped back, which is what's telling me that the players don't care. They're not playing for him. You know, if they're not listening to what he's saying, the players are just down toolsing on this manager, which is absolutely crazy. And that shouldn't be happening. We're going to look at something more detailed. I want to look at, and it's this. Now, I've circled here Callum Chambers and Nicola Pepe. Callum Chambers, in that picture, he's shouting at Pepe. You know, I've got this from the game, and Callum Chambers is shouting at Pepe to go and press your man. Because Chambers has Andy Robertson supposedly covered, and for some reason, Pepe is sitting back in that midfield role. Instead of pressing your Milners, your Kabaks, your Phillips, he's not pressing, he's not moving, he's not going, he's not doing any of that. I could go back in so many games and tell you the same thing about Pepe, about other players not wanting it. And this is where you need Saka, because Saka, Arsenal born through and through, and he's going to press, he's going to go. What are we meant to do? Because Pepe's useless in that position. Let's say, look where they've got the ball now. If they play it down the left, get it to Robertson, and Robertson charges down Chambers, Pepe's played out of the game. What is he doing then? He's useless in this position. Absolutely useless unless he's pressing, which he's not, and that is such a big problem. And the players, and this is why we got played off the park against this Liverpool team, and we were just, you know, we did our own downfall. And now our main tactic, which has been the mainstay under Arteta, which is playing out from the back. Now, look what's happening here. Rob Holding's got the ball. He's trying to look for a pass. Now, Sadio Mane's there, and he's got that option covered, I think, of Callum Chambers in the bottom of that picture. Essentially, he hasn't got a pass on because the Liverpool players are marking him. Maybe there's a switch over to Tierney, but Rob Holding isn't that player, and that's where we need David Luiz, because David Luiz could play that 40-yard diagonal to Kieran Tierney, and that's why we need David Luiz. But Rob Holding, he looks clueless in this picture. You don't know what's going on, and there's no effort for the players to move. They're just jogging, walking. They're not making an effort to try and pick up the ball, try and move the ball forward, and try and be more urgent. There's none of that. Absolutely none of that. And let's go to the next frame here. We're going to go to the next frame. Look, and then eventually, what else is Rob Holding going to do? He's going to give it back to Bernd Leno, and he's just kicked it forward. Liverpool get the possession back, and it's recycle, repeat. Not good enough. Absolutely not good enough. And there's nothing much more I want to say about that picture, really, if I'm honest. And this is why we couldn't play out from the back. It's this picture here. Salah was pressing from the right, Mane pressing from the right, Firmino and Thiago pushing right up the field, and then you had Milner from the left as well. So if Callum Chambers got the ball, Milner's coming, Robertson's coming the other side. And then if it goes out to Rob Holding, Mane's chasing down, Firmino's behind him. Goes out to Gabriel, Salah, Thiago chasing him down. And thing is, we don't have David Luiz to play the ball out. We don't have Xhaka to play the ball out, because they are usually who pick up the ball and move the ball forward, and we didn't have that today. Not today, but in that Liverpool game on Saturday. And that's just what caused our downfall, and it's not good enough. We need to be doing much better than this. And the players, they're not adapting, they're not moving, they're not trying. Partey, he's not calling for the ball, he's not screaming for the ball to pick that ball up. He's not doing any of that, which is one of my big concerns. And here as well, Partey, Ceballos, they should be pressing their man. They're not pressing, they're just standing off. You know, a lot of people are telling me Liverpool playing brilliantly. I don't think they played brilliantly today. They did some good things really well, granted. But it's just simple. Press your man. I'm not saying both of them go and press. I'm just saying maybe Ceballos, go and press him. Go press your man. Partey, go press your man. And then what happens in this next frame, which I don't have because I can't play the video, is that the man just goes straight past him. Walks straight past our midfield. Walks straight past it. Because the thing is, Erdegaard's trying to press, so that leaves Partey and Ceballos. Lacazette ain't pressing anyway, so he's just become useless and abundant in this game. Same thing with Pepe, he's not pressing. The player's gone past him, he's abundant in this game. Aubameyang's doing his own thing on the left-hand side, doing I don't know what. So that's just causing an even bigger problem. And then our whole midfield is played through, and then it's into our back line, and then anywhere balls can be played, it could lead to a goal very easily. It's a farce, and players aren't trying, and I could go through many games and say the same thing. And again, this picture here, it just shows, look, the ball's Look, if you see the ball, if let's imagine the ball being, you know, some of their centre backs have the ball, which I think is the case. The centre backs have the ball. Why are we just sitting off? Why are we parking the bus? Same Liverpool team would have lost 1-0 to Fulham, lost so many games, broke their record for losing at home, and we're sitting off like that. Why? The players are clearly down toolsing. They're not playing for this manager whatsoever, and it's just mad how they're just losing it at the moment. And there's nothing much more I can say on this. There really isn't. And leave your thoughts in the comment section down below about this one. For me, it's just mad. It is absolutely crazy for me. And yeah, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you think the players are down toolsing on the manager? I think they are. But yeah, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.